Hello and welcome to It's Art at the end of the day. Recovered after the shock of episode 20, so we should move on quite swiftly from that one. My guest today is a gentleman I met in the Parallax Art Fair, which I seem to have met a lot of people from there. So big up to the Parallax Art Fair if they're listening. Yes, I can do a collaboration with you. Who's an amazing artist and has gone on to become a curator in his own gallery, which I think is fantastic. Now offering space to artists to show their work and sell, and also he does some teaching classes and various other things there, and it's just so nice to see another gallery come up and allow people to see art in the flesh rather than purchase online, if a lot of people do. So please listen with me to my chat with Joe of Palette and Frame. Alright, I'll start with the usual, which is, how did you start, or when did your journey into art start?
I suppose I've always drawn and painted. I mean, my mum has always been a painter, her father was a painter. So it's always been there, and it's something that's always been encouraged.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, just drawing and painting as a kid. You know, it's always just been something that you do in the background.
Yeah. I find that a lot of people that I spoke to, their families or a member of the family's been in art in some way, and it's just come down from there. So did you just paint and then it sort of hone your craft yourself, or did you go?
It's always been something in the background. It was never something that I was encouraged to do academically.
Yeah.
You know, so I studied architecture at uni.
Yeah.
And that kind of sort of pushed me away from the arty stuff, but it always bubbled away. And I've always done sort of life drawing classes and stuff like that in the evenings. Yeah. And then gradually my career started to sort of arc back towards the art and sort of design side. Yeah. So from architecture I got into computer graphics, and computer graphics took me more towards the illustration kind of side of things and the design side. Architecture
is a kind of art in itself as well. It's sort of, you know, drawing the buildings or whatever. Was it exterior or interior?
It was exterior.
So still all that straight lines and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a very interesting thing to do. I found it quite constrictive because it was all about the sort of technical side of things, which, to be honest, I wasn't very good at. So I enjoyed the creative side of it, more than the technical side. Yeah. But that led to a job in computer graphics, doing images of buildings, renderings of buildings, and then that led to a sort of an alternative career, arcing off in a different direction. So.
Nice, yeah. This has been a. So when sort of did you sort of decide that you was an artist and that you was going to leave everything behind and do that?
Oh God. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. It wasn't until post-COVID, when I was made redundant during COVID, from an office job, and I sort of thought, well, now's the time for me to do what I've always wanted to do and never had the chance to do, which is go to art school. So, took my redundancy money and went to the Art Academy for a couple of years. Yeah. Did contemporary portraiture there, which is absolutely brilliant. Great place to go. And from then on it was like, right, I'm all in now.
It's a big jump, isn't it?
Yeah.
To leave a career. Yeah. Although this is a career.
Yeah.
But people don't see it as a career. To jump into being solely your own medium and all stuff like that, doing art professionally and full time. It's a big jump.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
You have to sort of have, I don't know. Do you have faith in yourself or not? You just go for it, don't you, really?
Yeah, you just go for it. I mean, you have to prop it up with other things. So to do teaching as well, which I'd never done before. I'd hosted classes before. I'd done sort of life drawing classes and stuff like that, but never structured teaching. And I met some people at a show and they said, why don't you come and try and do some classes at our place? Yeah. And I absolutely loved it. And I didn't think I would, because I thought I'd be really shy in front of groups of people and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're encouraging people to do something that you love doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I've recently done a workshop, street photography workshop. Yeah. And although I've done teaching years ago in a college for IT, but I wasn't particularly good at it. But I thought, I don't know. But done it, like you say, because it's exactly that. It's something you enjoy. You can convey it better, can't you?
Yes.
And
definitely.
It's easier to explain, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fantastic to nurture that in other people. And to see them getting something from it.
Definitely, because you feel when they listen and they do what you said, like however you did your class, and they follow that, you think, well, they're being influenced by me.
Yeah.
It's nice to see.
Yeah, so it's incredible, and you're opening doors for other people.
Yeah.
And something that you think, well, there is something in this because I enjoy it, so therefore they must, rest as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have one studio. We've got Art in the Docks, which is like an organisation for artists and for people that wouldn't necessarily be born into art, that it's all in East London, so they wouldn't go to galleries and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that's finding there's some amazing artists that don't realise they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fascinated by the way that other people see the world, and I think encouraging people to draw and paint or express themselves artistically is a way of seeing the world through their eyes. Yeah,
artists, we see it differently, don't we, the world? A lot of people just see what they do the everyday. I do think we look around more.
I think we probably think about it a bit more than other people.
Yeah.
I think it's that simple, it's still out there and everyone has their own, their own visions.
The colours, the light, the dark, the shading and all that, don't we? I think more people need to just stop and look around and see what's going on. It doesn't have to be like the traffic going by, it can be just like a shape, can't it?
Yeah, anything. It's about teaching people a way to express that as well.
Yeah.
And that could be through, poetry, music, drawing and painting.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I'm finding about all different amazing art. It's not just the painting of stuff with braiding hair, which is an art in itself, or stuff like that.
Okay,
I can't have mine done. But it's loads of it out there. But it's nice to. My life is different since I've been brought into this, and meeting people like yourself and being inspired by people like yourself, because it has changed the way I'll take photos as well. I see different art. I go, that'd be nice. I couldn't paint like that, but I could possibly take a photograph like that.
Yeah.
What sort of medium do you use? Do you oils or acrylics?
I would say a bit of everything really. I'm always drawn towards drawing. Mark making is my thing, and the kind of struggle in trying to draw in paint. So that's something that I'm all the time trying to address. It's kind of my little fight with the art demon is how do I do that? Yeah. So I use oil paint as well and acrylic. It depends what's in front of me, how quick I'm working, what I want to do, and literally what's in the box next to me. Do you sketch out an idea first, or just go straight to canvas? I generally just go straight in. I sort of. A lot of my practice is about just creating images and seeing what comes forward. Yeah. Because I think that's you take yourself on an adventure, and you also take the audience on an adventure as well. And they can see things in your work that you never thought was there. No, it's very, very strange. Yeah. Nice. Do you paint all the time? As much as I can. Yeah. So now things have settled down in the gallery. Yeah. I've started to paint in the mornings before I come into the gallery, and I've got a couple of days off a week, so I spent one of those days painting as well. But prior to that, it was just concentrating on this space, and I hadn't done any drawing or painting for about 3 months, since Christmas time. I mean, because we met at Parallax, didn't we? Yeah. Are you going to still do more of them, or is that sort of finished and this is your main? I think this is going to have to be my focus at the moment, just because it takes up all my time. Maybe one day I'll get back to the art fairs, but at the moment this is like my equivalent of hosting my own art fair for other people. But when did you decide you wanted a gallery? It's something that's always been in the back of my head, to be in control of your own space. I mean, as an artist, you're always making work.
Yeah.
You know, that's your compulsion to make things, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
You know? And one of the frustrations is that your work builds up, and there's nowhere for it to go. Yeah, your studio gets smaller and smaller as more and more paintings are stacked against the walls, and you need an outlet.
Yeah,
and that's where art fairs and stuff come in.
Yeah,
you know, and so my idea was to have control over my own mini art fair, if you like. You know, my own gallery. And be able to give that opportunity to other people as well.
That's right. It's hard work, isn't it, getting out there?
Yeah.
You're constantly emails, phone calls, and looking for places to display.
Mm-hmm.
It is just that's sort of what I found out the most difficult, and sometimes it pushes your art in the background because you're so busy doing that.
It's true. I think eyes on your work is everything.
Yeah.
You know, there'll always be people out there that will see your work and absolutely love it, no matter what your work is.
Yeah.
You know. But it's got to be out there. It can't be on the wall in your studio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning.
Yeah,
about that. Just so difficult to get because your work might not suit that place or whatever that is. So you get turned down as much as you do get into places.
Mm-hmm.
So here you are.
Yeah.
Wonderful name, Palette and Frame.
Oh,
it's just superb. It just fits it so well, doesn't it?
Yeah, glad you like it.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful name because. Call it anything, but that just sort of suits everything you got here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to find a name which encompasses the whole process.
Yeah.
You know, from start to finish, if you like, and specifically to do with painted artwork. You know, so palette and frame seem to be, you know, the beginning and the end of the artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you find this place?
So I found it December last year.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, what are we in now? We're in the 5th May, so 5 months ago. Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Gone quick, hasn't it?
Yeah. I looked all over North London for locations and stuff. You know, I wanted it to be somewhere fairly close to where I live, but not in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of finding the right neighbourhood at the right price point and the right, you know, and the right premises.
Yeah, because it's a good size, isn't it? It's not too big that everything's going to get lost. I think, and I think it's an ideal space. I think it's nice. It's a nice size, isn't it?
It's nice high ceiling. It's good and airy. You know, there's lots of room to breathe in here. You know, and when I realised it was big enough to host classes in as well. Yeah. You know, it's like an added bonus on top. So,
But it was nice when you opened, wasn't it? It was like...
it was a huge relief.
After all that work.
You get really bogged down in the minutiae of things, you know, you know. And sometimes you just have to chuck stuff to one side and go, you know, let's just open and do it. You know?
It's again, is that you've had another leap again, haven't you? From saying, I'm an artist, and now I own a gallery space and I'm a curator. And so you've had pretty quick leaps.
Yes, learning on the job, I call it. Yeah, but hopefully it's all worked out okay. So
I think I usually ask, what's next? If you're going to be sort of concentrating on this really all the time, isn't it? Yeah. So when's the second one?
So the second gallery or second show?
Second gallery.
Second gallery. Yeah, when's the Miami one opening? Yeah. I mean, I need to. Yeah, so I think going forwards, you know, I'd like to get involved in maybe doing a few art fairs and things like that with a selective group of artists who I know I can work with within this space. But that's kind of the next stage on, if you like, in the plan.
How do you get the artists? Do you have to sort of advertise out there?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm very lucky being in this area. There are a lot of artists around here. So they have the Crouch End Art Trail once a year, and my wife went around last year and just absolutely astounded by the quality and the amount of work that was in this area. And everyone's just been so lovely, you know, popping in and sort of seeing how it's going and stuff. Yeah. So it's been great. I've been able to reach out to people. I've had a few local people come in and want to put work on the walls. I've also got a good network of people that I've met, either through doing shows or through going to shows. Yeah. So some of the artists in here now I've met when I visited the other art fair. Mm-hmm. So I just sort of kept in touch with them. Yeah. And some of them I know, from Parallax, for instance.
Yeah, that's quite a big sort of area to meet people who get caught with people there, didn't you?
Yeah.
And there's quite a lot of regulars as well there, isn't there?
Yes.
It doesn't exactly work for me, but it's one of them things, isn't it? But yeah, you meet some people there.
Yeah, so it's just all about contacts, People I know from college, a couple of people in the gallery at the moment, and people I know from college as well, so I was able to reach out to them. Right. And as it was my first show in the gallery, it's kind of like, well, come on in and,
Again, that's a constant, isn't it? To keep showing, and because you've got to be full, haven't you, really? It's no good having just a couple of pictures up. Yeah. It's got to be a decent body.
Yeah, and they've got to be people you believe in as well. You look at their work and you're like, wow, there's something there. So
you've got so you base it on what you like.
Yeah, it's a fundamental. It's not necessarily what you like; it's what you think other people will see things in. Yeah. It's an interesting topic to pick apart because how do you judge?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I don't know if I knew the formula. I'd be sitting in a desert in an island somewhere having my cocktails. But it's a formula that's difficult to work out. You just hope that a person loves it as much as you do.
Well, I think that's the thing. When somebody sees a picture and you see them just staring at it, and you can see in their head they're going like, maybe.
It's very personal, isn't it? Because your work is personal to you because it's part of you, and when a person does like it, you sort of have a little connection really because they love it as well.
Yes. Yeah.
And it becomes personal to them, whether they see the story that you have painted or sculpted or whatever. But as long as they get something out of it. Mm-hmm. But I find it's they get very personal to that piece because they're putting it in their house.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, it's something wonderful when someone's bought a piece and they love it that much. It's there all the time and they love it that much. It's just that there's not a feeling like it, I don't think.
It's just the most flattering, lovely thing. It's wonderful. It really is.
You say painting. We've got to get back to you as an artist. Do you have a theme, or is it, like you say, just go straight to canvas? Do you have certain images in your head that you want to put down, or is it just you flow?
There's always certain themes that come out in my work. So yes, kind of. It always seems to be figurative. I'm always drawn towards figurative pictures. For me, it goes back to doing sort of life drawing and stuff like that. And the idea of if you have a human figure, you immediately have a story. You have a personality, and you have a past and a future, and there is mythology in there, or straight away. And also I find people fascinating and faces fascinating. Yeah,
because you look at stories there that you wonder what they're thinking. They're almost real, aren't they? Because you see them and you look in their eyes and think, what they're thinking at that moment. It is almost like a photograph, isn't it? Because that is your main sort of style.
Yes, I think so. So I'm quite fascinated with the idea of how you represent people as well. I think we were all brought up, in the 70s on, DC Comics and stuff like that, and Beat and Down and things like that. It's like they are people, and they were people to us, but they're not renderings of people, are they?
No, they're not. I mean, I did Bit only because I'm not that good a reader. I wouldn't read a novel. I'm white with a comic because you've got pictures in it.
Absolutely.
They are. Yeah, exactly. You see them as real people. Because why not? And you sort of, because you read about the characters. So they then become real. Don't they? So almost film-like in a way. Have you ever sort of gone out and done landscapes and sat by a river somewhere? And
Yes, loads. I mean, I find it really difficult, but it's very rewarding when it does work. I mean, there's a few landscapes in the gallery. it's a skill that I'd love to be able to just, reproduce and master.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. Yeah. It's a really, really difficult thing. Yeah.
I can do I usually just do like that. That's that. Put a little boat in it. That's draw anything like that. That's my box. Then anybody can draw a picture. That's what I do with a boat because it's just that, and then a few wavy lines for the sea, just a little cloud, and the V for the bird. that's as far as I can get. But
I think, capturing nature is nature as in the landscape is really difficult. All the time you're doing an impression of it. Well, kind of like I suppose I do with the figures. It's very difficult. You can't draw an accurate picture of a tree. You go mad. It's too much detail.
I suppose for some reason he does. He started landscapes. He likes nature.
Yeah.
So he done animals. Then he sort of enjoyed the nature that they was in, the landscape. And now, as he gets older, he tends to do it abstractly because he can't be bothered with the details. So it's more abstract as it goes along. Yeah,
or he's got a technique which conveys what he wants to say, but without the details. So he can go straight to the feeling without defining the objects.
I used to draw over and doodle and stuff like that, and I always thought I might get into paint and drawing and stuff like that. I'm just not good enough for that. Or maybe don't practice enough, possibly, either way. That's the trouble with me. I'll get to a certain point, it's like I play the piano, but I had parents give me lessons when I was 11. Got to a certain point, because I used to go to a teacher around the corner where I lived, she's going to put me in for my grading. That was it. I don't do it anymore. I don't want to be sitting in front of people, and then I just want to play for myself, and that's the kind of thing what I do. So I think the same with the drawing, or I've never painted, but I was drawn. I'll get to a level and then not good enough and pack it in. But I admire. I mean, loads of them had beautiful. They've got sort of an old look, but a modern twist. If you know, I don't know. Something like those up there.
Yes. No, Karen's work is wonderful. It's sort of a
really
modern Baroque.
Yeah. But I couldn't ever do something like that. But it's nice to. This is the most art I've ever seen now. Is I met you and seen yours and all the people I deal with now and artists at the studio. Yeah, I've been immersed in this stuff, and it's a different world, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think with you talking about drawing in sketch, doing doodles and stuff. This is what interests me about the teaching is that you're not really teaching techniques. You're teaching confidence and belief in your abilities.
Yeah.
So you kind of more mentoring people, I suppose. Is the way of doing it. I think everybody has the ability to draw and paint.
Yeah.
But everyone does it differently, But you have to be confident in what you're doing.
Confidence is the thing, isn't it?
It's like it's kind of like a handwriting.
Yeah.
You learn to write, and everybody has different handwriting.
Yeah.
And everyone's handwriting is as valid as everyone else's, So I think you just have to understand that what you're doing is not to be judged, negatively. It's a unique object.
Yeah.
And people can see things in unique objects.
Yeah, definitely agree with confidence. Yeah. I've still doubt my own work, and I've got artists going, wow, that's wonderful, and all that. And you go, I go, no, it is good. Yeah. All right. And then when I've got soul work, and then think, I can do it.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the biggest compliment ever. Someone says you want that piece.
Yeah, and that's interesting about having stuff on the wall in front of other people. Yeah. Because you might think it's rubbish, but other people will love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, but it's a very emotional thing. Like you said about being like your handwriting. I hadn't thought of it from that point of view. It must be nice to come in.
Yeah. Hopefully, I love the idea of. So I talked about having my own, having my own control over an area.
Yeah.
But I'll also there's another side to it, which is about the high street and what the high street's like.
Yes.
And how we can all try and change the high street a little bit.
We need to get back to the person who's got a shop or a gallery, independent. I think it's far too busy on chains and stuff like that now. I think the high street needs to come back.
Yeah. And I think there's this idea of buying and shopping, and they're two different things.
Yeah.
And I'd like to encourage shopping as opposed to buying. So shopping being an experience, buying being an action.
Yeah, I mean, because you can buy art online, but you really want to see it.
Yeah, you need to stand in front of it and see the textures and see how it looks and see the little tiny details.
I'll photograph people's art for their websites, their brochures, whatever, and it's so difficult to get the texture, especially if it's heavily imposters in that, to show that. But you use light to bring those up, but again, then you use too much light, you lose the detail as well, and the colours change. Can you never get colours right?
Yeah.
From looking at it either in a brochure or online.
Yeah.
To what it is standing there.
Yeah.
Because again, everybody's phone show it differently, or their computer monitors are different, will show the different colours. It's so difficult. So coming into a gallery space, it is better to stand there. Wow, I didn't see those colours in there.
Yeah.
Or the detail. It's nice. But you're going to do events in it as well, like I don't know, monthly sort of, not private views, but open.
Well, we
views.
do a private view every month.
Yeah.
So we've got another one coming up on the 12th of June. So get as many people in as possible. Yeah. Give them a glass of wine, or let them chat to the artists. But the last one was really, really good, and the place was packed. I was really chuffed. I was really nervous about it, but it really worked out. You've got a lot of responsibility on your shoulders now, haven't you? There's no way out.
It's not just like, I've opened this and it's fine. You've got, because you've got every single artist you've got in here. Their responsibility on your shoulder now.
Oh yeah, and their expectations as well. I've got to look after them. That's my job.
Yeah. Because it's without them you have nothing. Without you, they can't tell and can't show. So you've got a lot to stand up to.
no pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. Put those up there and you need to say, no pressure whatsoever. But it's your pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's different work than for working for a firm or whatever. It's totally your pressure, and it's I think a nicer pressure.
Yes.
It's still pressure. You've got a lot going on, and like you say, you've got to think of this, think of that. But it's a different thing, because you can't come in here and go, this is mine.
I did this. This is my artwork for the last 5 months.
So it's a big undertaking. Yes, it's nice to see, because I don't think there's enough galleries around. There's certain. I don't think there'd ever be a gallery in my area. No. Barking and Dagenham, unfortunately. There probably should be. There needs to be. Like I said, about art in the docks, that's what they try to do, bring art to people that wouldn't necessarily walk around a gallery or whatever in London and would go and see the old artists and stuff like that, the old masters. But just having one in a street like this is bringing art to people, and hopefully they'll walk in Park and see a piece that they wouldn't necessarily look for. But they see it.
I think it's about making it accessible.
Yeah.
If you wanted to buy an original piece of art, where would you go?
No, because when we think about art, we just think about all of the Tate Moderns and the Tates and things like that. That's it. You just see it as art on the wall that you cannot necessarily purchase. Whereas a gallery like this, you actually go in and you can look at it and purchase it.
And look at it, and then have a chat to your other half and decide whether it's for you and whether it will fit over the mantelpiece, and then come back again. Do
you notice that a lot of that goes on, doesn't it, between
so it's
husband and wife? She likes it, she doesn't like it, he likes it.
Of course,
The other one trying to persuade his better half to go, see, that will fit nice on that wall. And she's going, I like that one.
No. I mean, so, But go back to sort of where do you buy art? You know, it's kind of like, well, online.
Yeah.
Well, online's fine, but it's not the same experience.
No.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
And you probably have to have met the artist before in order to be familiar with their work.
Yeah.
Or you go to the other art fair or to the affordable art fair or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is great, but it's there for 3 days.
Yes.
You can't go back to it.
Yeah.
Or you have to actually know of an artist and then go and see them in their studio and build a relationship with them that way, which is brilliant, you know, but not all artists are lucky enough to be in that situation, to have that relationship with people.
Yeah, I find art fairs are kind of rushed for the artist and the customer, the person looking for a piece of art.
Yeah.
And they can get very busy, and I find they just rush through rather than actually looking for what they're looking for and stand there and appreciate it.
I think that's very true. It's a bit like going into a record shop, you know, and you think, I must buy something by so and so, and then you see so much stuff, your mind goes blank.
There's nothing better than thumbing through and often more than not when I used to, you buy something totally different what you was looking for. You look at something, but then you, look at that. Yeah, same as here, and it's definitely better to have a space like this than. I think art fairs. To be honest, I think art fairs may die a death. To be honest, I can't find that they've got popular, and they overdo. I find they're very expensive for the artists.
Yeah, I think that was one of the motivations here, was that, you know, I wanted to be able to find a space that's affordable from the artist's point of view as well. Yeah, you know, and it can get very, very expensive if you do the bigger art fairs. Yeah. And there's no more guarantee that you're going to sell anything than putting it in a place like this, you know. So. Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember who wrote to me and said, "Oh, would you like to come here?" It was Chelsea Town Hall.
Oh yeah.
But they sent me a little diagram, and I thought the numbers that were there were like the booth numbers, but no, that was the price. And it was 4 figures, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I haven't got my stuff, isn't that?
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Isn't worth that amount. I could bring everything here, and it still wouldn't be worth the amount that I'm paying. Yeah. And it's a shame, really, because that probably holds a lot of people back from showing.
I think so. Yeah. It is a barrier to lots of people because they just don't have the ready cash to be able to stump up to do a bigger art fair.
No. Do you think like being an artist allows you to understand kind of both sides, the struggle to show your art and also understanding what you need to show to bring people in?
Well, I think I have a better understanding of the artist side, and I'm learning the other side. You know,
becoming a salesman.
Yeah. God, what nightmare, right?
It's a difficult thing because I can't tell. I'll stand there and the person will look. I can't do the walking up and going, "Oh, this was done then." This was done like. If they look as if they're looking for me to talk to them, then I'm fine. But I just can't do that. Wow, yes, this is that, this is this. If I can't do it, I should, but I can't.
Well, so everyone you speak to is different. You know, some people appreciate you coming up and trying to sell to them. Some people don't. You know, and you don't know. It's just random.
I think
whether it's going to work.
Born when you go into the store and the salesperson straight up to you when you're looking at a washing machine. Or can I be? I'm fine. Yeah. I think that's because I don't like that. So probably where I'm coming from, why I don't do that. Yeah. But and
it's just in an environment like this. It's just nice to have people just relaxed and just finding their own way with the work, you know? Yeah,
because the way you've got to say it's quite not homely. Trying to explain no, it's not. It's not home. But it's nice and calm. Yeah. It's calm area. Okay. So they can come in and just have a nice browse around and fall in love with what piece they want to purchase. I
think the word homely was actually something I was trying to go for. Okay. You know, this idea that if you have a gallery, it has to be, you know, white walls and very pristine.
Yeah, which is the usual.
Yeah, which I personally find really alienating. Yeah. You know, and I'd rather somewhere that looks a bit like somewhere where I might live, you know? Yeah.
No, you've got that.
So I want to sort of break down that barrier and provide an experience that people can come into and envisage stuff in their own homes, in feeling more relaxed than they would in a formal setting.
Definitely got that feeling. I think you can spend quite a time in it going around and looking at each one in depth, rather than scrolling or again. I still feel that in art fairs you might look, but you tend to browse. You're walking through. People walk through, don't they? I find more than coming in here because you want to purchase. You've got all the time in the world. It's not people pushing by and stuff like that. Whereas an art fair, they tend to go up and down the lines. I think a few times they see what's about and then yes or no. But
it's a bit of a supermarket.
I do find that. I think they devalue the art a little bit. I think personally, that's my personal view. I mean, if you sell quite well, then they're good.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit supermarket trolley kind of thing. But that's the nature of that side of it.
Yeah.
But I do think there needs to be more spaces like this, more galleries like this, so you can actually go and buy it and be advised like yourself, either sort of if they're looking for certain pieces, you can advise them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm quite happy just to be a middleman between the artist and the buyer. It's like if my actions here help the artist sell more work, I'm very happy. I want the people around me that I feel are talented and making good stuff. I want them to be able to get their stuff out there and make a living from it.
Yeah.
It's the same as I wish somebody had have been there for me at the time. To push me forward. It's
a very difficult thing. The enjoyment of your own art is superb, but then when you decide that you want to sell it, I think that's when the hard part starts.
Yeah.
You get the teaching side. You're going to do what kind of classes are you going to do?
So I had my first. So we did just a portrait drawing session. So it was kind of like get some people in and a model, and although it's not a formally structured class, it's always good to go around and discuss people's work, and let people share their work and talk to each other about their work as well. Yeah. So we did the first portrait class this week.
Okay.
I've got a live class sorted out now for a week on Saturday.
Okay, nice.
You see, I've got the blinds up, got some curtains.
Yeah, that is the thing. Yeah. You'll draw a crowd if you didn't.
That's right, like Amsterdam. Yeah. So yes, so going forward, and I'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll do some more instructional stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a mutable space. We'll see what happens.
It's ideal. And it'd be nice. And again, that's something that sort of brings the community in if they would like to learn.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if it's in a comfortable way, they will learn more than being structured, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah, different people learn different ways, and they expect different things.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to provide the opportunities for people to be able to express themselves, in a supportive environment.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
That's all right. Absolute pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
Nice to have a chat, sort of, for a length of time rather than when we've met before in the art fairs, and it's someone's looking at me work, or it's busy or people are collapsing.
Yes, yeah. There's always something going on.
No, thank you very much, and it's interesting to sort of for you to tell me your not story, but how you started and your journey and your further journey.
Yeah, well, watch this space.
I will.
And come back and we'll do it again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'd like to, if you, I know your website and that, and Palette Frame website and all your Instagram stuff, but if there's any dates you want to tell me, please send them to me, and then because I put them in the description, the show notes, whatever they call it. Okay. So if any people listen to the podcast, they can then click on and have a look at details. So your classes and stuff, or any special events you got, if you could send them to me. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's a what's on page on the website, so I think that's the best place to go. That's good. I'll go and have a look at that. But, it's been wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers. That wasn't too painful.
No. Well, I'd just like a chat, really. I'm just nosy. Yes, I'm very nosy indeed, and that's what spurs me on to discussing artist's journey into art as a career and finding out how they tick as an artist and what they use and their processes. It's just fascinating, and I can't really stop because I am that nosy person to find out how they work, how they tick. I hope you enjoyed my chat with Joe, and please visit his amazing gallery down at Crouch End, North London, and his gallery is called Palette and Frame, and the details of that will be in the show notes or the description of the video, podcast, however you want to call it, or depends on what platform it's on. But please, could you like, share, speak to your friends about this podcast, share the word, and please listen to more episodes coming up. They're usually every fortnight. At the moment I've managed to keep on track, but there may be a blip if not many people want to talk to me. But yeah, thank you, and that was It's Art at the end of the day.